What's up, everybody? Josh Armijo here. I hope everybody's doing good and stuff. I got an album review to do for you, and I'm going to show it to you right now. This is the debut album from the band Fetid, entitled Steeping Corporeal Mess. This is released on 20 Buck Spin. Now, if you're not too familiar with this band, they are based out of Seattle, Washington, and the best way to describe the sound of this band would be a very brash, grimy, doom-soaked style of death metal. Yeah. My first introduction to Fetid was their 2017 demo entitled Sentient Pile of Amorphous Rot. Everything about that demo was just so incredible, so putrid and so disgusting in terms of the sound quality, to the riffs, to the drum parts, to the audible bass, to the low guttural vocals. That demo oozed and embodied the spirit of what death metal is all about. And of course, this band had some pretty intriguing beginnings prior to Fetid coming along, because they were once known as Of Corpse, and to the best of my knowledge, they put out a bunch of demo and assorted other things, including a split with Suicide. Of course, that band was awesome in its own right, but there was a change, and of course, the band name changed to Fetid, and here we are now. I like where this band is at right now, and I hope they continue to stay where they're at right now. Yeah, I had the honor and privilege of getting to see these guys live sometime, I don't know if it was last year or 2017. I got to see them live with Mortiferum. Yeah, I think it was last year. I saw them with Mortiferum, another really awesome band from the Pacific Northwest that's making a lot of waves, and they were sensational. Great charisma, great stage presence, awesome live. They definitely backed up their music, and when I saw them live, and after I'd heard their demo, I thought to myself, man, I really hope that this is a band that can blow up and get big and get better and have some more notoriety. And of course, with me thinking that, came the news that 20 Buck Spin signed them to put out their debut full length, and I was really excited to see what type of direction they were going to take with this full length album, and now here we are with the debut studio full-length from Fetid entitled Steeping Corporeal Mess. It's 5 tracks, and it clocks in at around 31 minutes in length, and pretty much this is a continuation and amalgamation of what Fetid are all about in terms of their sound and in their influences. Because you not only have the putrid and raw death metal sound that you would know them best for, but you of course have the elements of grindcore, doom metal, these really lengthy song compositions, and you even get some special moments throughout this album. Like if you listen to the opening track, Reeking Within, you get that little bit of noise and electronic manipulation going on at the beginning of that track. But once you get past that, you get onto the real bulk and meat of this album, and that is this really, really beefy music being played here. It just sounds phenomenal. The guitar work and bass work is incredibly well executed here. I love the guitar playing. I love the riffs. I just love how wild and chaotic things get throughout the majority of this album. Hearing it on songs like Reeking Within, Consume Periphery, and of course the closing track, Draped in What Was. Just some seriously top-notch stuff going on here with the guitar playing. And of course, another thing that makes Fetid stand out so good is the bass guitar. This bass guitarist knows exactly what she's doing here, and she plays her bass tones perfectly. It's very audible, very crystal clear in this album's mix. It doesn't sound too clean. It definitely feels and accompanies the rawness that this band brings with their sound, and it sounds badass. The drumming on here is sensational. Once again, you have the elements of death metal, doom metal, and grindcore all mixed and mashed into different parts here. When the slow stuff kicks in, it kicks in very well. But then when things get a little bit faster, you have the blast beats, the fills, the just the diversity and strength being done here with this drum performance is really awesome, especially for a lot of the lengthy songs that appear on this album. Of course, this album flies by at a really quick pace, but you wouldn't know that with how well orchestrated this drum performance is, and it's really awesome. And going back to what I mentioned earlier about the little bits and nuances that you hear throughout this album, of course, at the beginning you hear the noise and power electronic stuff on Reeking Within, but then on the track Draped in What Was, it kind of has that 1980s synth wave horror sort of sound going for it at the very beginning of that track, which I think is fucking crazy, but I think that really suits the sound of Fetid so well. Those added little elements here and there included on this album work out well. And since I mentioned the drums earlier, I should also mention the drummer is also the vocalist, and this guy's vocals are just so disgusting. I love his vocal style, I love his delivery, I love the way he speaks. I just love how ugly and gross this guy sounds on the microphone. It's just really awesome. Very good vocal delivery, very guttural, very intense sounding stuff, and he really does maintain a great story to be woven throughout the 5 tracks that are on this album. It's a really top quality performance here. So overall, easily a great debut album. If you love their first demo, you're going to find something to enjoy here with Steeping Corporeal Mess. This is a very impressive debut, and I know this will get a lot of replay value with me over the remainder of 2019. This may even see a spot in my top 10. We'll see how far it comes along, but yeah. All 5 tracks on this album are worth listening to over and over again, but really cranial liquescent, consume periphery, dripping subtipidity. Man, just listen to this whole album. You won't regret it. But yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave you some links in the description box as to how you can get a hold of this album and listen to it. I will leave you a link to the 20 Bucks Spin Bandcamp page where you can listen to this album in its entirety, hear it for yourself, and be your own judge as to whether you think it's worthy of being purchased or not. You can stream it by digitally and is available physically in a wide multitude of formats. 20 Bucks Spin is putting out the CD and vinyl versions. Head Split Records is doing the tape version. I'm pretty sure there's an international distribution for the tape version as well. But what I have in my hands is the vinyl version from 20 Bucks Spin. There you see this really sick, badass artwork. The Fetid logo is fucking awesome. Back cover here. Dark band member photo. Track listings. Comes with a lyric sheet with all the tracks in question. Really badass job done here. Band members in question, and this vinyl version had multiple variations, and I believe both the colorways are sold out. There's still black vinyl available. Hopefully this will get a repress, but the version I got is the highlighter green, highlighter yellow, swamp green merge. Absolutely sick. I like it when, I mean, you gotta hold swamp green up to a light, but when it's merged with a different color, it just looks a lot better. But yeah. Sounds awesome. Heavyweight, heavy 33 RPM vinyl. Really great stuff. But yeah, again, the album is Steeping Corporeal Mess by Fetid. This is released on 20 Bucks Spin. Go buy this and listen to it. And for a score, I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10. Definitely a fantastic debut. If you haven't heard this album, definitely let me know what you think about it and how you feel about it. And I should also mention this band will be touring with Cerebral Rot sometime later in 2019. Definitely make an effort to go and see them live, and of course I will be reviewing that Cerebral Rot album when it does come out eventually. But yeah, or any of you guys anticipated, definitely let me know. I'm going to conclude this review. Thanks a lot for watching. Thanks for checking out my channel, and until the next time, Army out.